All right, we should be working. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Let me know how that background audio is. Turn that down just a hair. Welcome to the Red Slaad Paint Night. Brought to you by my local game store, Just Games Rochester. Yes, Siege, I did get a haircut. The haircut came. It was a brutal winter, but at least I stayed warm. And now I cut it all off because it finally hit 90 here in New York. So we are rolling. Do I have anything embarrassing in the background? I don't think so. I think we're all set. I got the natural light coming from this window. I love doing streams in the afternoon. It's great. So, new setup. Thank you, random company that you throw 40 bucks at and they do all this fancy stream stuff too. So I have this screen, and then we go to our main screen, and we have the top down. The second camera is wireless, so we might see just a little bit of that going on. But this is the new setup. Welcome everybody to the Red Slaad Paint Night kit. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint this today. And, I'm going to try and take my time. For those of you that bought, purchased the Paint Night kit as well, please feel free to paint along with me. Try and go slow. This is going to be a little bit of a different one. So the last one we did was the Ogre Zombie, which we had a lot of colors. But if you look at this, it's a lot of, it's going to be a lot of kind of wet blending, which is a little advanced. But you look up here, obviously you can paint this whatever color you want. It comes with all the paints here and the brushes. But it's going to be a lot of, really we're going to use pretty much 3 colors here. The shades of red there. We're going to see some green. You look at the base, and then we'll use kind of the black. See almost some orange there for the teeth. So all of these colors that come, all the paints that come with this Paint Night kit, similar to like Ogre Zombie and Dire Troll. Actually, I'll put Dire Troll in the background because, guys, that one's June 13th. Right there. That thing is massive. All these are made by Vallejo, which is fantastic paints. So you wonder what totally awesome Rochester-based local game store sponsored this. This is Just Games Rochester. You can find them at justgamesrochester.com. Also, I put their little logo right there in the corner, so you guys can continue to remember that they made this possible. All right, so let's go ahead and got a few people in here. Let's go ahead and get started. Actually, let me get some more paper towels. Switch to screen 2. Look at that. Even got the stinger. Isn't that great? All right, give me 1 second, guys. All right, let's get rolling. So one of the things that I like to do, can I switch to, let me see if I can switch to something more ambient. Cinematic ambient, that's only 5 minutes. We need something to go the distance here, because the no copyright sounds I love to use for other streams, but this one, give me a little more ambient vibe. Oh, hello. In before it screams, download here. All right, so what I like to do, let me go back to screen 1, rookie with the new screens. So what we are going to do is same thing I did with the Ogre Zombie. For those of you that bought the kit and want to paint along, it's going to be a very beginner sort of level of paint style. I'm not going to get too much into wet blending. There's going to be some natural stuff that's going to happen that you'll see will happen. But I am going to paint this using just what's in the kit. So I have my trusty wet palette over here, and I will be putting this away. It hurts, but I will be putting this away because this product is marketed where you should be able to use everything in here to paint this. It comes with the Red Slaad Mini, 12 Vallejo colors. It's going to be like the 2 lines of 6 little pots, 2 brushes, that's pretty nice, and a water pot. Now the water pot is like part of the plastic that it comes in, so it's not the best, but we'll put some water in that and we'll kind of use that to thin our paints kind of in the, they have like the little circles. I'll open it and you'll see, but it's going to be, you know, it's a little, it's not as ideal to work with as like a wet palette, obviously, but a lot of people don't, you know, they just want to hop right in. And so I want to make sure that we're doing this the right way. Let's go ahead and open this. That's the other thing. I do not open this before, all right? So I am just in it, just like you guys. Let's go ahead and rip it open. Oh, also, for those of you who don't know what a red salad is, I mean a red slaad, it's essentially a D&D monster. There are red ones, green ones, black ones. It's like it's a reptilian kind of. It's a pretty hefty size. I don't know the exact size from a D&D perspective, but this is a D&D monster mini here. So let's go ahead and get this outside. All right. Put that over there. So, as you can see, we have our Red Slaad. Let's see if that comes out for me nice and easy here. Some tape in some places here. This is really not going anywhere, huh? Do we have a base? Do we have a base? Oh yeah, it's right here. We got the base right here. I wonder, so there is one external tool that I have, and this is the Citadel mini holder. Pretty standard, something like $10. And it does stretch. I wonder if it'll hold the space. I think with the Ogre Zombie it was too big. That's another great thing about these Paint Night kits is that, you know, the model is huge, so you're really getting what you pay for here. So a lot of you, what you can do, first we got to pop this sucker out of the plastic. Really got this in here. You guys get to watch me struggle in real time. Come on. Come on. Okay. So a lot of you guys may be just kind of holding the base and painting it, which is totally fine. And that is how, it's definitely a good way to do it. Actually, if I don't do the base, does this fit on this holder? Like a good way? It's going to be like, ooh, okay. Because I wonder, I do have glue here and I could glue it onto the base. But I wonder if the base is going to be, base is too big. So we will do this without gluing it on the base. Obviously glue doesn't come with this, so that is an external thing. But we'll go ahead and we'll use it baseless because it is going to fit into the base holder. So a lot of you guys come here. A lot of you guys will just hold it, which is totally fine. I just find it, you know, I have this tool here and I find it comfortable. It's the one thing that I can't give up. After you use one of these, you like can't go back. Oh my God, and now can I even get it back to where it was? Yeah. Oh man. All right, we're going to hold it. We're going to hold it. So what else is in here? We have 2 Wizkids brushes. And let's see if, like the Ogre Zombie, they're any different. Can I turn this? It's getting a little crazy ambient. Let's turn that down there a little bit. So these are both, yeah, they're just 2. Okay, so this is a Wizkids multi-purpose. All right. It's hard. It's so small that it's hard to. Oh, actually, look at that focus. Yeah, so there's a multi-purpose brush. These are great brushes. You know, you're getting so much value for this kit. The kit's like, I can't remember what I paid for it, or what it goes for. It's like 25, 30 bucks maybe, and it's just like so much. You think about brushes and 12 paints from Vallejo, fine detail. This is the fine detail brush right here. So we have the multi-purpose and the fine detail, and I will stick to these brushes today. And then let's go ahead and rip open our paints. So another thing about this one, because with the Ogre Zombie, that was the last one we did, which was in like October. You know, the paints, you look at them, you're like, yeah, I could see that going on the model. It was a zombie, so I had a lot of rotting flesh greens and purples and stuff like that. And obviously, you can paint this any way you want. It's a Red Slaad, but I saw somebody paint it completely black. It's awesome. So we will keep using this plastic piece. As you can see, there's like the spots there to put some paint. And we might just kind of like get paint all over this as we try and go. Water pot. So I do have water is an external tool you will need here. So they don't bring that. But I do have my Death Note mug here. And we will go ahead and just pour off the table some into the pot. There we go. And then my Death Note mug will also serve as the brush cleaning. I got my paper towels here. So we have vermilion, dark sea green, light flesh, black green, park green flat, and black. Okay. None of these are washes. These are all solid paints. And then you get into the other set here, and this is where I'm like, goodness gracious, they give you a lot of options. You know, that's another great thing about this. I mean, it's never less than 12. I think the Dire Troll has 12 too. Yeah. So, heavy red, yeah. Beastie brown. Hex lichen. What? Purple. What is purple doing in here? There's a purple in here? This thing's red. Parasite brown, refractive green, and black red. So it just gives you so many options. And one of the things I love about painting monsters is that, you know, it's not like you're painting like a knight in shining armor and everything's got to be perfect. This is a great... I get why they're doing the monsters, because monsters are super fun to paint and look at when they're done. And they're pretty interchangeable for whatever you're doing in your D&D campaign. But also, it invites creativity and mistakes. You know, you can use slabber. Oh no, I was painting the floor and I got brown all over the feet. Well, you know, it's a dirty floor. The monster's filthy. So let's go ahead and let's see how we want to do this. Put the pot back here. All right. We have our multi-purpose brush. And let's go ahead and get rolling. So what do we want to start with? Probably just the whole body. So the whole thing I'm thinking for this one, you guys can paint along, paint any way you want. But for this whole one, I'm going to try and do some sort of red and black red. Just kind of across the whole body. Just get like a good base coat going, you know? Where's that black red? This looks, this is pretty nice. They already mixed it for you. You don't even have to try and mix and accidentally mix too much black. You guys know how it goes. So let's get some... The reason why you want to put it on the palette here and not go right out of the pot is because with these paints, you know, sometimes they can be chunky and you don't want to obscure any detail when you're painting your model. So by taking it out of the pot and putting it onto a palette, you then invite the ability to kind of add water. You're not watering down the whole pot, right? And then it makes it a little more liquid so that you're not all of a sudden globbing stuff on models. You know, a very common rookie mistake. You see some of the models that are painted by, you know, first time, and it's a little globby. It's because we need to thin our paints just a little bit. So let's just get, I mean, I wish that they had kind of like a bigger brush just to kind of dump the paint onto the palette here. Another thing with this is actually really liquid already. Another thing with this, obviously, because a wet palette keeps it moist throughout the painting session. This could be an hour, it could be 2 hours. But with just the plastic, it's going to dry really quickly. Luckily, there's so much paint here. You wouldn't believe how much. I still use the Ogre Zombie paint stuff. If you guys watched the VOD from last night when I was just practicing with the setup, I still use the Ogre Zombie stuff. So let's go ahead and let's just do a little two-brush action here. Let's just add a little more water. A little water there. Dipped it into the pot, and then put it on the paint that we have there. Let's just see how that looks. Okay. Is it ever worth mixing the included colors? Yes, absolutely. You can totally do that. They just give you so many that sometimes it's not worth it. And I get it because it's like a beginner product. So it's like, you know, we're not expecting you to mix. But, you know, there's a couple ways you can do the mixing. You can mix it on the palette, which is a common thing a lot of people do. Or you can mix it on the model, and you can kind of blend it on the model. So as we apply this, that's pretty dark, right? It's like a very dark kind of crimson. And I don't want to... You know, starting dark is good because it invites highlights down the road. But wow, that is pretty liquid, huh? That is pretty liquid. You can see very closely. You can see how the paint moves the paint around, just how liquid it is. So I don't know if we need to add too much water to this, to be honest. It's also fresh out the box, so that's also helpful. You know, when you got this sitting there for, you know, a month in your cabinet and you want to paint something else with it, well, then that might be a different story. So maybe we don't have to do the water too much here, but let's go ahead and I want to keep these brushes clean when we dip in. So the vermilion, I'm thinking, are going to be the eyes, but let's get into this heavy red as well. So let's see. We also got Beastie Brown. Oh, man. There's just so many options here. I want to have both of these open at once. But some of these they can be kind of a pain to open. Yeah, oh, actually, you know, perfect example. This is globby. Open it up, this is globby. This one is very liquid. You see... Let me see if I can take some of that out. A little globbier. You can kind of see it. See how it kind of like formed over here? See kind of how it comes out. Oh. Can you, sorry, I'm trying to find my camera here. It's not quite focusing, but this one maybe we want to add a little more. It all depends on the pigment. Hey, Synth Kaiser, do you have any recommendations for sanding down and touching up 3D printed stuff? As far as tools or anything? You know, I haven't done too many 3D printed stuff. I've really bought a lot of like the Wizkids stuff and, you know, Warhammer stuff. Let's wet that down a little bit. Wet that down a little bit. With the 3D printed stuff, I as far as a sander, there is those nail files. Let me derail myself here. I use this for sprues, you know, like one of these, you see, right? The kind of nail files usually get it. But if you're looking for kind of an all-around, then maybe I would just take sandpaper. And, you know, of course, you got sprue cutters to kind of cut some pieces that look pretty particularly nasty. What's this look like on the model? Yeah, all right. So a little bit of a difference. A little bit of a difference. I actually like this as more of a base. But we can just go back and forth. And we're just going to coat this. We're just doing a base coat. So pick whatever color you like and let's do a base coat. They have a lot of reds. Yours can be green. Green Red Slaad. That's fine. However you want to do it. This is actually the fine detail brush. Let's save this one. Let's save this one. Just take this. Got a little water on it because you don't want to put it on too thick or it can... There's not too much detail on like the arms and stuff like that, but you can cover up some of like... There's like little bumps on his head and stuff. I got a buddy who bought a printer. He prints everything out manually. I'd like to help him touch them up. Yeah, the 3D printing stuff for minis is like, honestly, it seems like a gold mine. It's like, I know that it depends printer to printer, and it doesn't always come out the way you want it to, but it seems like a really good investment. If you are super into like, I got a buddy who does D&D at his house, well, before COVID, but now he's probably going to start back up again, and he's got D&D. Every other week he has like 6 guys over and they could do like a midnight to 4 a.m. and he's got the 3D printer right in the basement, whatever they're preparing for. Ah yes, my favorite Ravnica deck, Green Red Slaad. Yeah, Green Red Slaad. Green Red Salad, lettuce and tomato. I like more of the Red Black Slaad. Alright, I like a Slaad that can destroy your lands. Okay, I want to get some land destruction in here with my Slaad. Yeah, he's going to be dark. He is going to be dark. And then, you know, you're going to find that you're going to take a lot of paint here. Like, we're just going to chill. We're just going to chill and base coat this guy. He's looking good. He looks dark to me, but you got the light. I got the ring light above the camera here. And you can see it's it needs some depth, though. Switching between the two colors is going to add that depth, which is cool. Let's open the black red back up. And then, I don't know, we can... What else do we want to throw in this? Regular black? Black might be a little later. What does this Beastie Brown look like? I'm trying not to spill paint everywhere. And I got a play mat out below me. So, oh, Beastie Brown is... Look at how liquid that is compared to the red. Isn't that crazy? Same with the... you can see it here, too. You can tell because of how the light you can see it's the ring light shines on it. But here it's like struggling a little bit. So we got two really liquid paints, and then we got and then we have the red, which is a little chonky. Actually, are there any washes in here? I don't think there are any washes in here. Well, I guess you don't really need to wash this. Unless, is this really a paint? It's so thin, I think it's like a wash. What's this look like? This might be a wash. This is definitely a wash. You can see how that looks like on the back. So maybe we coat it with the dirty wash at the end. You know? Looks kind of nice, though. You can tell it's a wash because look at how thin it is. You know, you can still see the primed piece. Oh, by the way, of course, all Noel Zur's Marvelous Minis, all Wizkids stuff, primed, paint ready, out of the box. So to the one guy that was like, you didn't prime that first. Prime, paint ready, out of the box. Trust me, if you try and paint something that isn't primed, like Space Marine or something you got to prime from Citadel or Warhammer, the paint like goes away. You don't even know where it went. It's just like not sticking. It just goes away. So we have a cool kind of wash. I don't want to over apply that though. I don't think I want to make it too dirty, but we do that at the end. So let's go back to, I'm just going to pull, let's put more red on the palette because that's chunky. That is chunky. Really get it here. Let's put a whole bunch right here. And then try and thin it off the brush a little bit and get some of it off and onto the model. And then wash so we can apply water. You gotta be sure to get everything because it gets, when you're just loading it onto the palette, there, you know, you can really get it deep in there, and that won't be good in the long run. So, all right, let's add some water and thin this out a little bit. Hopefully everybody can see this okay. Hopefully this new setup is working well for you guys. We're just having a good time painting our monster here. More red. So this will be our primary color, is going to be this red. And you see that goes right over the wash. Like it's not even a question. You know, because it's not meant for. Pick this up. Let's go into the dark, and you know you can blend this kind of right on the model. You know that red is still fresh, still wet. And I think that we can even get some black out. Let's get some black out. Red, black, land destruction Slaad. Thanks, Siege. You got me on magic now. This is going to be the Blood Moon Slaad. You know what I was thinking for kind of a later touch? What if this, like, around the chin is, like, kind of black, like splotchy black? Because, you know, we can put like little scales and little marks all over it. And we'll dirty it up. We'll dirty it up. 3 booster boxes arriving today. This is just the kind of distraction I need while I wait for delivery. Oh, awesome, man. 3 boxes. I wonder what you're drafting. Is it anything recent? Strixhaven is fun-ish. It's like not my favorite, but it's fun. I really want to draft Theros Beyond Death. I liked that one. Last box I drafted in person was Throne, which was cool. Throne of Eldraine is cool. And we also drafted, oh god, it's the Eldritch Moon one. Strix is too expensive still. Yeah, I think Just Games has it for draft box like 130, 145, something like that. So the black is looking pretty liquid too. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah. What's that look like over here? It's looking all right. Let's just grab a little bit of it. And what if I just kind of like, this is still wet. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, what did you do? What did you do? Well, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Let's just kind of get... Okay, that's a little darker on the arm there. But now, now, let's get back into this red. And go over this black. A little more red. There goes my babysitter. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I can't have you on stream because when I export it to YouTube, it's going to be like, are there small children in this video? And I'll have to say yes. And I think that that makes a difference. Yeah, so see, look at that. Just like very subtle. It's just so easy. This whole thing is just a palette. You know, the black just blending into the back, into the red, and let's just keep switching between these three colors. I don't want to overload the black though, but and then it's really just all about smoothing it out so it looks natural. You know. One Kaldheim, one Zendikar, one Ikoria. Ikoria, I like missed that one entirely. I got really back into Magic in Core 21, and but then I also did a lot of Theros quick drafts in Arena. So Ikoria I miss. I'm not too fond of the Mutate. I'm also not big brain enough for the Mutate, I guess. Is it big brain? Not really, but Kaldheim I went all out for. I loved that box. I loved that theme. That was a cool theme. And the cards are pretty cool too. And then what's the last one? Zendikar. Zendikar regular, or like Battle for Zen, or like Zendikar Rising. Zendikar Rising was fine, but Battle for Zen, that's a cool one. And there's some money in that one. Big beefy monsters. That's Ikoria for you. Yeah, so a little more across the back here, and we are smoothing out that black. You can see. Zendikar Rising, yeah. I still play the blue-black rogue deck from Zendikar Rising. I almost just dipped my brush in my coffee. Why would you put your coffee next to your... Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Cameron? Like, wow, that's what paint tastes like? Almost did it. We're okay though. We're okay. All right, a little more black. Let's figure out where we want to put some blacks. So just put some here. Put some down here. Let's do like this side of the face, right? And right here. Okay. So now while that's still wet, so you know this is an acrylic paint. It will dry very quickly on the model, so no pressure. But while it's there and hot and fresh, let's grab some of this brighter red and let's just kind of go over it a little bit as well and mix it and move it, push it, lift it, push it across the model, just like the Bob Ross in all of us. Yeah, there we go. There's a Games Workshop store near work. I may get into some Warhammer Fantasy mini painting just so I'm not staring at a screen all day. Yeah, the painting, guys, for those of you, anybody that's here that isn't painting, Speed Duel crowd, Magic crowd, whatever you guys are here for, people that I begged you to watch this. This is a great hobby. It was a great hobby through COVID. It still is. And it's like super zen. It's super zen. I just dark redded the crap out of that back leg. I need to switch back to the red. It's a great hobby. You know, it's though like Warhammer and like Age of Sigmar, I have like 4, 5 models of Warhammer and like 5 of Age of Sigmar. I think that so Just Games is resuming events effective June 13th, 11th through 13th. Modern Horizons 2 pre-release, so I'll be there for that. But you know, I could see myself starting what's it called, an escalation league, where it's like you get more units as you go, kind of. So you're not like, you don't like have to show up with an army, and then at the end of it, well, you have an army sort of ready to pack up and bring to your LGS. So, but Warhammer is expensive, but painting minis for fun is not that bad. It's not that bad, especially if you get the paint night kits like this. I am having way too much fun painting this one. It's just like it's pretty cute. It is it's a lot of darks and reds. Another thing I love about this model is that like there's not too many nooks and crannies. Like those robot things I painted last night, I was looking back over it like 6 times because like, oh, under this gear, under this arm, is still a splotch of the prime. I want to dip back into my dark red. Get a little more dark red. Like a lot more to work with kind of over here. It's just so thin. I'll just pull it right from it. I'll just make it count. So let's put the dark red. Just because of how it's behaving in the pot. Let's just put it... Oh, those nails are going to be black. But it's alright. Black covers everything. Like, you will not see it. Let's put more dark red here, 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 here. And then let's go back into the red. It looks pretty bloody and nasty, actually. I wonder if I need to splash a little more black in a couple places. Or maybe the black, the subtle black is good. I mean, that back looks really nice. It's just so subtle. Is there anything else we can throw in here? Dark sea green, light flesh. I'm comfortable with this. We'll put some markings on them. But I'm comfortable with this. Of course, those painting along, you can do however you please. Last paint night, Ogre Zombie. Somebody tweeted at me and they were like, "Thank you so much. Here's how mine came out." And it was like a masterpiece. And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad you had fun." It's like high quality. I would pay somebody to do that level. Solid. Super cool. Love to paint these. Just all the creativity it inspires. Back of the hands. This is actually a lot of it, isn't it? It's just the red, you know, getting this base coat down. No belts we gotta sneak in and paint. No shoulder caps, caps. I'm gonna have to save this ambient video also for the next one. All right, we got to get more red on there. Oh goodness, look at that. Too much. Yeah, that bowl is officially dedicated to that color. You know, another thing with this one is that, yes, you want to thin your paints to not obscure any detail. But with the big monsters like these, like, they know what they're doing when they package these and market them towards beginners, because you can go back and be like, you know what, I actually want a spot here and I want to wet blend it over here, and you can just go back to this model and you're really not going to take any detail away. Maybe at the top of the head, but like these toes, and I think that's going to be black actually. Yeah, those nails are going to be black, but you know, you wouldn't really take anything away here. All right. Now it's time to find our spots we're missing. Let's get a little darker. Really wash this one because I globbed the red on it. Okay. Give me some more dark red. Put some there, put some here, put some here. Yeah, you really got to keep dipping into this one. It's just so viscous. Going back over the bright red with the dark red to catch all the spots that we missed, all the little Like, I think of like, if you live in a southern state, or if you ever been to like Florida, those houses, the stucco like on the outside. When I lived down there, I did a lot of volunteering with Habitat for Humanity, and exterior paint with that stucco was a pain. That's what this reminds me of, because it's like you can paint over it a million times and there's still like these little bumps you got to go back and get in. All right, let's come over here. Yeah, we are really getting down to the end here of this base coat. And just got to find all the little pieces. Yeah, under the arms get me every time. This is going to be hard for you guys to see, but these under the arm spots are a pain. I tried the top-down approach this time, so I think that every time, if you guys have watched my streams before, I think every time is a different angle when it comes to like the camera for the painting. I've done it like facing me, which I've learned is not the right way to do it, because I'll be over here like, and you can't even see it. And I've tried like in front of me, like you're looking through my eyes, and that's hard to get around. And when you do all the fine detail, it's tougher. So we have top down today, and it seems like it's working because I find that I naturally hold the model at like a horizontal level. It's not like you're seeing just the top of his head the whole time. So let's I don't want to make it too dark around the face, but let's just let's put a little more. Let's put a little more here. Grab a little bit of the bright red, and it's going to be too much of a contrast to leave it in some spots. You see that knee there? You see how there's like a bright red there, kind of, but you can see it's different, you know? So we got to smooth that through to make it look like it's a natural, just kind of red fade. So let's get most of this red off the brush, and then come back and you just work it. You just work it. All you do is just keep working it, and then keep working it, and then there we go. And it just goes right into the leg. Let's get a little crazy. Let's get back into the black. Little black. Little black, little... Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Let's open the green, because I want to. And anybody that's painting along, if anyone is doing purple Slaad, I want to see that. I want to see that one. I don't know where I'm going to put the purple. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it today. Really great color to have, though, for future stuff. Let's get some green here. This is a fairly liquid green. And then let me just take a little bit of it, like a little bit of there, under, and some like here. Very light. Little green spots. These aren't going to be the spots. We're going to work these in. Yeah, big one on the leg there. Let's come off the foot. And now I'm going to dip into the black just a little bit. And I'm going to put it in with some of this green here. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that kind of very swampy green here. And I'm going to take... Oh, paper towel over here. I'll take some of it off. And then let's go... And let's go back to where we painted them, and let's work them. Let's work them. Make that just a little brighter. Yeah. A little more, yeah, because in the camera it looks like, wow, this is a red Slaad. But, you know, to my eyes, there's some depth there, and we got some detail in the green now. The back's looking great. Back's looking so great. Let me just... So we have our kind of green in there. And let me just dip right in to the black. And let me, here. Right there. And where else? Right here. Okay. Immediately into the red. And we work that in. Work it in. Yeah. Okay. Let's finish up. Let's get the hands here. So hopefully this shows you guys, those that are paying along, those that plan to purchase this and paint it, just kind of the creative liberties you can really take with this one. Because it really is like there's no right answer. I think we're almost ready to move on. I want to try and cover as much as I can, even paint a little over into what we know is going to be black and all these other colors, because I still find myself bouncing back and forth back to the base color, finding little spots. So taking the extra time now. This is so peaceful to watch. Hey, Chris Blackburn. Thank you. I think it's the... I was going to do the no copyright sounds like gaming EDM. I was like, that might not be the call today. This, I mean, I got it coming through the headphones, and it's pretty relaxed. It's pretty great. Okay. Let's finish here. Let's do some bright red here. A little more across the mouth. These teeth are going to be, oh, they got the parasite brown. That's what the teeth are going to be. So that'll be kind of cool to see. I think we're good. I think that we're good. I think we're good with our base coat. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. So, let me wash my brush here. I've been going with this brush for a while. Oh, we got a bot. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So wash the brush because we used that for a while without stopping. And let's see if we can kind of get a... Yeah, right. When you bring it up here, you can see how the color transitions. And then you go into the back. And this way. This way. Yeah. So, there's our base of the slab. Alright, so now let's get the fingernails and the toenails done. And I'm just gonna dip I'm gonna dip right into the black pot for this. I don't think I need to put it down. This is just gonna be straight black. Yeah, there's gonna be a couple parts of the hand that we're gonna have to go back to. Yeah, so it looks like it goes, we didn't get all the way to the cuticles here. Becomes apparent if you didn't get all the way up to the nails once you paint the nails, because then it's like, oh, there's this piece in the middle, like right here. These fingers, see that splotch? Yeah, these got to be red. Yeah, under the under way the hand curls makes it a little tough. The point is that it's covered in color. If you leave gray, then I'd rather make it look like where does the fingers end and the claws begin? Then there is still primer here. So now I think we're good. And you know what? Even if some red stays on the fingers, it looks like he just got a fresh kill. Let's see where... Still got music going? All right. Yeah, so now we'll go to the black. To everyone that's painting along, hopefully this is a good pace for you guys. I'll take a sip, actually. Dip into our black. Don't need too much at all, and this is going to be pretty straightforward. Black nails. Ooh, music's getting a little more sinister. Keldessa, thank you for the follow. Sorry, guys, I don't know what's going on with my alert box. If I test it? What does it show when I test it? That should work. Weird. Thanks, Keldessa, for the follow. Sorry that's not working as intended. Works when I test it. Really no fancy bells and whistles with these nails. We might come back. We can dry brush or do some really light white on them for the highlight. Or we could brush red on it for kind of like a bloody look. That's like it's like the ogre zombie that we did last time in October. Somebody sent in what they did that day, and he holds He holds like a club, and I made mine like very. It was more of a pristine, like he just found it, like shiny weapon, and then theirs was like a bloody mess. It's cool to see, so cool to see. There's just so many different ways you can do this. This is gonna be a cool boss monster for taking a vacation in July. And my wife's family, a lot of nerds, a lot of D&D folks there. I'm gonna try to DM, and I'm just gonna bring like literally a whole backpack that's just the minis. Cause these guys are big. These guys don't fit in a traditional pack, you know. Probably put a little more paint on it here. This guy has some long nails. Now it looks great, right? But what you can't see is you see the gray on the back. Oh, they don't show you that part. You know, I could take a picture right here and be like, look at these nails, and it'd be like, oh my god, look at those nails. No, they don't show you the back, and this is the tricky part, because you can easily overextend, you know, and go into the hand, and then you're playing like this game of like red, black, red, trying to like balance it. So it's tough. It's gonna be a tough angle to see here at the back of the nails, but we get it done. Come on. Okay, found a spot that I need to go back with the red. I don't even think that you guys will be able to see that. Just under the hand, like right here. You guys yeah, you can see that a little bit. It's behind the hands. It's pretty sleek though. Where's my camera? It's pretty sleek. This is just painted black, you know. Painted black. It just looks good. Let's do the toes. Painting his pretty toes. This is where the if you have a base holder, it's a godsend, especially when we start getting to the base. But the top should be dry enough where we'll be able to just kind of flip it on itself once we get there. It's actually kind of hard to find where the toenail starts. All right, we got some toes done. And what do we want to do with the rest of this black on our brush? I see where. Just trying to think where I want to go with this black. Behind the leg, right here, maybe. So maybe I. Okay, we took the rest of the black off the brush, and let's dip into. Oh, open that black red. Open that black red. Hurry. Get into our black red and smooth that out. I had a thought. I think I know where we can use the purple, guys. I think we can do like a purple or... This is dangerous because the ogre zombie also had a purple, and I was like, I could make this work, and it didn't work. But I think I have an idea. As long as we just keep it dark, I think we can make it work. This music got sinister, huh? That was for the toes, for the nails. I don't like that feedback, actually. Let's go back to the beginning. All right, so now with the dark red, or the red-black, I am just touching up the couple spots that I missed under the hand here. Now that we have our nails done, it's pretty obvious any spots that we missed. So we got that. Get right there. Here. Oh my God, stubborn little spots in here. I don't want to put too much on the brush and overload the model, but I don't want to just be sitting here like jabbing, because you know, the more you do that, the more you can see this brush is not perfect anymore. If you can see that tip. Oh, come on. Where's the focus? Oh, it's not gonna... The tips are... It's very small, so it's a 50-50 shot for that focus, but it's starting to come... it's coming apart. You know, you got a couple stray bristles going one way and the other. So, the more you do that, the more you... And how you wash it, too. But, starter brush. Starter brush. Even if it gets in that condition, it's a brush you can use for a long time to come, a while to come, because it can be... I got a couple old brushes. I got one brush I've been using since I got back into the hobby, and it's on its way out, but it's been my... It's been downgraded to my apply the grittier base paint, like the AstroTurf granite stuff, you know. And you find uses for them. All right, guys. We're going to get a little wild, and we're going to see how that works for us, because this is the part of the stream where I get a little complacent. It looks great. We could walk away from we have other things to do on the model, but we could walk away from kind of the foundation and be like, that looks good, but I think that I want to try and use this purple, man. Let's use this purple. So now I need to figure out if this is like a wash. It's hard to tell. Let me close all the rest. No. It looks like the way, because it was sitting sideways, so the way it was boxed, you can see it's kind of hard to see, but so this side is light and this side is dark. You see that on the top? You see where it starts and stops. Looks like some of the pigment shifted to one side. This will be interesting. Oh, actually, on the outset, it looks fine. Okay. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and do like a purple underbelly, but it's going to be so... the point is for it to be so subtle that it doesn't look like I did anything. Let me open the red-black again. Okay, how do I want to do this? So here we go. I'm going to put this right on this guy's belly. Not too bad. Not too bad. Almost looks black in the camera. Put a little bit of that there. Okay, now immediately wash. And let's get into the black red. Just a little bit. And let's just work it. Ooh, I did not dry that brush enough. It is moving everything. Ooh, look at that. Let me just wash and dry it. And let me just, let's just keep working with the dry brush. Do you shake the paints before opening to mix? Yeah, you just saw my attempt at shaking that one. But yeah, I will shake the paints, especially like some of these are pretty liquid, but paints that you have for a long time, sometimes they can sit. Like any of the big pots by Citadel, I shake, especially if the lighter, you gotta shake it. Like I have a Corax white for Space Marines, and it was like 3 months I didn't use it, and then it's like you can clearly tell it's not white anymore. You really had to shake it to kind of get it back to where you wanted it to be. Let's grab a little more purple, and let's put that over here, and let's kind of come up the side. It's actually not as invasive of a color as I thought. I was like, where do you put purple on the Red Slaad? So hopefully, another example, guys, for those of you painting along, you can do anything on this thing. And I know maybe at my level from the camera, it's hard to tell, but you can see the added depth. And we'll wash this too. We'll wash this with that brown. Get a little more of the red here, and let's work that. The red softens it, I think that's a mistake I made with the Ogre Zombie. Is I was really like one color, okay, next color, okay, But with this one, you don't even need these. The palette's right here. And just kind of get it up here and over here. But you get too much, and then all of a sudden you're like mud mixing. It's so it's very subtle. The light isn't doing it any favors there, the way the light is, but you can see the purple's folded into it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm very happy with this, actually. Let's stop. Let's quit while we're ahead when it comes to that soft Slaad underbelly. What do you guys want to do next? So we can do teeth, we can do eyes, we can do the base. Pretty much what's left. Ooh. Well, we can... There's so much we can do that it stresses me out how much we can do. So let's do the base. For the base, let's do... Yeah, let's do that green. Let's do that green floor. Close our red, close our purple, open the refractive green. For those of you guys who have stuck around and watched, I really appreciate it. Hope everybody's enjoying this. If you guys are enjoying this, please feel free to let Matt know that you want to see more of this. We have Dire Troll in June as well, and I know that in-store stuff's coming back in June, so I would love to bring this to the store. All right, let's see what the refractive green looks like on the base. So it's a little light, So let's mix with black. Best way to do this is let's put some over here. There's so much in this pot, so much in the pot, so we're good. And then get the excess off onto the base. Yeah, for this I would use like certainly a bigger brush for the base, but we will stick to what we have. Wash it. And now dip into the black, okay? We dip into our black and we put it in. Not so much, but just enough where we get this swampy green. Too much and you'll know immediately, but this is our swampy green. So now you put that back here, and now hopefully you can kind of see a difference. So there's the back swampy green versus the front. Should be able to see that difference there. It's a little duller, and what this is doing, and why we want it so dark, is we want to be able to have room to highlight our base as well. So we got a dirty, swampy floor, very reptilian. Making sure this paint isn't coming off in my hand. You know, base holder, right? But no, this acrylic paint on this surface area dries so fast. That's why you got to be just a little fast when you're trying to work stuff in, but it dries so quickly. Like there were some streams I did where I had the hairdryer, just to kind of speed up the process. But don't even need that. It's just drying. And you know, here's the thing. Check this out, guys. For the beginners out there, you know, you didn't stay within the lines in kindergarten like me. If I am painting the base, and oh no, I got some on his foot. That's okay. That's okay. Because, you know, it's a swampy ground. I think his feet are going to be totally clean. Think of like the dirt on chainmail boots, you know? Think of all that. It's just, it will never have to be perfect. Chasing perfection can sometimes make it worse? Question mark? Does that make sense? Some of my favorite things that I've done with minis have been mistakes. And I take a step back and I'm like, oh my god. I do want to take the red off it. Don't want any red necessarily on the ground. I'd rather see green creeping onto the feet than the skin color creeping onto the ground. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Homer Simpson. Yeah, you said it. Shoot, we're almost out of this color. We're going to have to get some more. Put some more in here. I know I didn't wash before I dipped back into the green, but you know, I have a Citadel green that's close to this, and so if this becomes just a little black tainted, then that's fine. You know what you guys could really do if you want to get crazy is you got, I think I have some. You got some of this, right? I got the summer undergrowth here from the Army Painter. So, you know, you guys get into the, you know, really sprucing up that base. So many things you can do. So many things you can do. Let's wash this. And let's really dry it. And let's dip into the black. A little more black. Ooh, too much black. Okay. And we put that in here. And let's get back to that kind of swampier green. Most of it is swampy, so if we change colors drastically here, it's really not that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal. Okay. Whoa. Okay. This is a weird angle. Trying to get in between the toes here. Really defines, just makes a good definition of the feet. All right, friends. We have our. It's starting to look good, huh? It's really starting to come together. Up a little higher with the base there. All right. Now what we can do? Well, that might just have to dry for a second. Let me grab the fine detail. I did go over a nail here with the green that I actually want to keep black here. Perfect. This song, it feels like my headset's doing, like something's wrong with my headset. Like, what is that clicking? Okay. How long have we been going? An hour and a half? Wow, it really doesn't feel like that long. It's been a great time so far. Okay, so look at that. I set it down, and I just found some gray spots on the base. Under the armpits, no less. And just kind of work that through. Work that in. Okay. Now, hopefully that's not too annoying into the mic. Oh. Let's prep to do the eyes and the teeth. Let's prep to do the eyes and the teeth. So a little bit more of the black red. I want to completely cover it because I don't want to have to go back because I left some gray. Like the eyelids are a little gray still with the primer. So the black red. Let's just totally cover these. We can work it how we want. And let's get in there with the teeth too. There is... I don't want too much on the brush, but gotta try not to jam it too much and ruin the brush. This is where, you could use a toothpick, certainly. Okay. All right, let's see how liquid this vermilion is, the vermilion. And we will be using the fine detail brush because eyes are the devil. I guess is the best way. They are the death of me. The eyes, please. And watch this be chunky. Oh no, no, nice. It almost looks it looks pretty orange in the camera, but it is that's a bright red. Fine detail brush, please. We are going to place our eyes now. So a lot of people don't paint eyes. You don't have to paint eyes necessarily, These ones aren't too difficult because they are a fair size to at least get, you get the you just get the base of the eye done, and then, you go crazy, you get the pupil done, and it'll be like one of those reptilian slits, Let's go into the vermilion here, and let's just see. This is going to be very bright, very contrast. It's going to make a huge difference on the model as soon as it happens. Mm-hmm. See, you can stop there, and that is fine. Look at almost the way the light catches it. It almost looks like it has a little black pupil there. Isn't that cool? But just a little bit of that vermilion right in the eyes there. It's creeping me out. And you definitely got to know when to stop when it comes to eyes. Because if you overdo it, then you're done. I actually might not do a pupil. I kind of like how it is without the pupil. Maybe I'll go back. Because I'm confident that I could, if I messed up a pupil, I could just go back with this vermilion and reset to this, which is cool. This is good. But I might do a pupil. I'm in no rush. We're in no rush, guys. We're in no rush. Okay. As I literally put my hand over his face. No, we're fine. Let's do the teeth. So the teeth, let's use this Parasite Brown. You don't think you're going to use all these colors, and then all of a sudden, I think the only one I've used the Dark Sea Green. It looks gray. I haven't used the Dark Sea Green. I haven't used the Light Flesh. Parasite Brown. Brown teeth for our Slaad. Wow, this is very liquid also. Let me shake this a little bit. Let's see. Well, it's same thing, but just bubblier. Let's see what that looks like. Fine detail brush again. Fine detail brush. Pop the bubbles. And what's this look like? Okay. Okay. Very, very liquid. I do not want it to be runny, because if it's runny, you know, it's going to go down the chin. It's just not. I don't think that's going to look right. So let's try it. Oh, you can see my head going to the camera there, can't you? Just going over it a few more times, just because it's struggling to break away from the base coat color. But a couple more, you know, you load it up just a little bit more, and you apply it again, and we are breaking through with that color. And it's even acting as kind of its own shade, because like there's the black and red in between the teeth. Looks pretty cool. Just a bit more there. Okay. I'll show that finished product in just a second. Let me open this black red, and it's got a little bit on the upper lip that I just want to get rid of. Very careful. Very careful. Perfect. That's all you needed. Almost looks kind of gold in the camera. Pretty cool, though. Dip into the red again. This is with the regular brush. Just a couple other gray spots that are very stubborn here. It's looking sinister. It's looking pretty good. Let me hold it up. Actually, I can see gray spots better when it's here in the camera for you guys. It's like looking near that toe, you know? Even on that, is that leg just, is that just light? Yeah, that's just light. But like near that toe? Yep, yep. fine detail into our green black that's still wet. And we just sneak that right in there. Perfect. Yes. Perfect. And there's a spot back here. Got it. I see you. It's just the way the, you know, just the landscape, the bumpiness of the landscape. Just, I will get you. It's an indent right there. I think that's it. Cool. Let's go ahead and do some base stuff. Let's do some base stuff. Do some base stuff. Just clean this up a little bit. I'll make sure I got around all the edges. And also do it on camera. This is actually, you know, this is what if you had a base holder, this is tougher, certainly tougher to do. So, good thing we don't have it today. And I'll remind everybody that, you know, everything I've done so far, with the exception of the water and paper towels, everything came in this kit. Everything came in this kit. The brushes you're looking at, the paints, this, everything came in the kit. And we got a pretty sweet model. All right, let's do some base highlights. So we can do a couple different levels of highlights here. We can do. I'm looking at this black green and this park green flat. Let's open both. Let's see what they look like. Black green is. That's like it's like a swampy, but definitely more cartoony. Like it's a brighter, and then obviously this one's very bright. So we're gonna definitely do a Bob Ross take on this one, right? So we're gonna come, you know how he paints the trees, and it's just gross and dark, and then he comes back and he puts in the reds and the yellows. Let's do that. So I am going to get this black green, and I'm going to remove most of it, and then let's put it across. Maybe a little more. Remove. And we're just going to skate it across. It's going to be very subtle. It's very close to the color we see already. Little differences, little differences. Hopefully this comes through. Yeah, there's a. If you look very closely, you can see the green changes there. And now this is the one we got to be a little more careful of. And that is this bright green, because you know, you put too much of it on and it's very easy to make it look like you just kind of smeared it across the base, so we don't want that. So let's take some and get most of it off the brush, and then very gently. Very gentle. And dry brushing is a great technique. It's something that anybody really can start doing right away. You just take a lot of the paint off, and then if you just brush it across the base, it catches these little indents and bumps, you know? And it naturally brings color to it. You don't need to figure out, okay, I got to paint this block and this rock and this, you know? You just bring it across. Just take the brush, bring it across the base. It's going to find those for you. Very subtle. Very subtle. Let's take a look. How about now? See it? It gives it much the depth. Actually, huh? There's actually quite a few gray spots there still, but the front of it here, you can see the depths of the green. Yeah, man. You hold it up to that camera, and it really shows you what is the little spots missing too. Let's do fine detail and dip it into our green black. You can always come back over with the base color too. You're not going to take anything away from it. I'm going to drive myself crazy trying to get all these green spots, all these little indent spots. And it could certainly be, you know, you could always pass off and just be like, oh, that's a stone. A little stone. Some of these are tough to get at. You're not taking anything away by going back over. Buddy, is that my guy? All right. Got a few more spots. Let's see it now. Let's see it now. Yeah, so you can see the depth. There's technically like 4 greens there, you know. Hey, pal. Hey. There's technically like 4 greens there in the base. So cool. So cool. And of course, external. You got something like the shrubbery you can put on. Hey. You want to paint? All right. What's left? What's left? What else do we need here? We got the teeth. We got the eyes. Oh, let's do a couple big indents. Hey. Let's do some very let's do some markings that are very kind of, they're very outlined, you know. They're like intentional markings. Let's do black first. I think we can do black and green. I had this idea of dabbing the chin with the black. We might still be able to do that, but let me just see. Let me see just what this looks like. So this is, I will take, man, this brush is really coming away from me. I will take the black and let's do like, let's go to this arm, right? And let's do something like that, right? Like these little rings around the arm. You know, just like something like that. And, you know, symmetry don't necessarily need with a monster. Back of the hand right there. Okay, so we got some black bands on. We take this black again, and maybe under here, the little chin stubble. You've got some black here. And maybe it comes over here. Comes up onto that lip. See? And just want to go over it one more time because it's very easy to, when you're doing these kind of dots, to make it obvious that it was a brush was used here. So you just go over a little bit more. Make them very well defined. Just dots. Okay. Let's wash this and let's go to the green that we started our base with. We'll do just the green though. This refractive green. Let's see what we can do with this. Anything we haven't used. The dark sea green, the light flash. I don't know where I'm going to use this light flash. Maybe. Just looking at I'm cheat sheeting, looking at the box. Like, well, I might just leave that one alone for now. Let's go into this green. Oh boy, let's see. Maybe here. 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 What about over one of the eyebrows? Is that too much? It's a little light there. Hey, buddy. Looks like most people use the flesh on the belly and chest where you use purple. Yeah, yeah. We could even go back and brush a little bit of that on. So some of these spots might be a little too green. The soft underbelly, nice light flesh. I know the purple's kind of cool, huh? Let's famous last words. Let's go back to the red black. And we got some spots on them. All right, we got some spots on them. Dip in, and let's just, some of these are a little bright, so let's just work that in. And this eyebrow might have not been the right call. Let's see if we can kind of work that back in. It's like the green is still there, but it's not as bright, you know. Careful around the eye. Careful around the eye. Okay. I will keep this brush. Do we have any other places we want to... Let's do some, you know what let's do? Heavy red or black red or vermilion. Vermilion might be too much. It might be too much. Let's go to the heavy red because I think that's dried out there. What's out there? So this has a very dark kind of black red look at this point. So let's get some more in there and let's water it down using the all-purpose. Get a glob. Little water. Thin this paint because this is the chunky one. Let's take most of this off. This still might be a little dark, but let's go across and let's try and find some highlights here. No, I really think we're gonna need that vermilion, huh? But that scares the crap out of me. That scares the crap out of me. Let's see. Yeah, we might. Let's try it. If we don't like it, we can always go back over with our trusty black red. Definitely like the MVP of this set. So vermilion is already pre-liquid. We don't need to wet this one. So let's wash this. And what I'm going to do is similar to what we did with the base. You can, when it comes to highlighting the model, you can certainly kind of find very specific spots, especially when you're doing like armor or like a Space Marine, you know, around the outsides of the shoulder pads and all that. Obviously, very good spots to highlight. But with a monster, you just got to think about where your light source is. If it's coming this way, then you know, this leg might be brighter. Right here might be brighter. Down this shoulder might be brighter. So let's dip in to the vermilion. Take most of it off. And let's see. Oh God, let's see. There's nothing on it. Let's try it again. It is very liquid. Take most of it off. Very subtle highlights there. See it come through. It's pretty cool. I like this leg right here. You know, I can get that. I can get this little frog gills thing here too. I think that might look cool. And we just work it right in. A little brighter right there. I think that my fingers might be rubbing off the front of this base. Yeah, that's all I care to do with highlights, but you know, hopefully that shows just how you can highlight the highlight it as well. And you know, I thought the light flesh highlights on the belly, it doesn't make sense with the light source because you know, light isn't coming into the belly. So I think I'm gonna leave that like that. Let's give me this gross black green. Just to kind of cover what I clearly rubbed off with my fingers on the base. Trying to use what's left there before I have to dip in again. All right. I think we're good. Is that a completed model? Almost. But I think that I think we're in a really good spot. I think we're about to call this done here. Got to do a couple other things first. With the red black, just a couple other spots under here I saw. Restart that. This is the part where you can take as long as you want. Just keep going through, keep touching. Don't go for perfection, especially with a model like this. Like I've said it a million times, the monsters are great beginner products because, you know, they're filthy. They are filthy. They don't have to be perfect. It's not shiny new armor. Just trying to touch up a couple more gray spots I saw through those bumps, you know. And I might regret this, but let me go one more time into the vermilion. Let's see if we can't make any other spots here. Really good thing about this is there's just so many colors at this point, like on the back, that if I feel like the highlight is too much, I just keep brushing. It just like dissolves right into it. Let's just put what's left on this brush on it. Oh, come here. This little spike up here. All right. Where are we? We're at the 2-hour mark. I think that you know what? From a beginner's perspective, we can the last thing let's do one last thing, and let's play with the wash just a little bit so we can see kind of the wash at work. Which one was that? The Beastie Brown? Beast it is Beastie Brown. Beastly Brown. So the wash is technically not a paint, and I'm going to be doesn't say that it's doesn't say that it's a wash, but based on experience this looks like a wash. So washes are different than paints because they naturally find the shadow. You put it over something that's done. They call it skill in a pot because it just naturally goes over things and makes it a little darker and gives it more shadow. So if I go into this Beastie Brown, and let me find like a place. Let's do the top of the head. And I just like start applying it to the top of the head. And let's see how radically it changes. Shouldn't change too much at all. It is really hard to tell if this is a wash or just a very, very thin paint, because you can see it definitely leaves the color there. This may be just a very, very thin paint, but what you can do is, because it's going to stay there, let's just kind of put this all over, let's say the top of the head. Because remember when we put it on the model in the very beginning, we're like, it's just like, it's not even a color. It's not covering over, you can still see the gray underneath it. So now with that there, let me go into, I got limited time before this dries. That might just be a very thin paint. Let's go into the black and red. My favorite. Just a little bit, but mostly I just want the brush itself. And we just work that through. Yeah. So this is actually a very thin paint. It's not a wash. Doesn't look like it. But you can add this. You know where we can add this? We can add this around the legs. We can add this on the base. Let's do that. I keep finding things to do. As long as you guys are enjoying it, then I'm happy. All right, let's get this brown. So thin. It's crazy. Crazy thin. And let's put some here. Put some here. Put some here. Kind of around the feet. Like maybe you just walk through a mud puddle. And around the back here too. Okay. And now, wash the brush. And then with a dry brush, let's come back and we just sort of move it around. You can see that obviously the red is still clearly the color of focus here, on the foot, but you can see, oh yeah, it's kind of muddy. The more you work it in, the more it really spreads out and just kind of thins over the paint that's on top of. Neat little one. That's a neat little color. That'll be cool in other models too. But okay. So there's a little bit of the Beastie Brown. So if you look very closely, where is it? You can see the mud there. You can see it on the base. Obviously you still see the greens, right? Our 3 greens that we used. But then you see a little bit of the mud splash. Like where was he walking through, Okay. Time to wrap this. Refractive green with a fine detail brush just because it's the dry one. We come back at this, that my fingers have wiped off a bunch of times. Get a Citadel base holder. Lifesaver. Oh, they do have a big, like an XL one for big boys like this, but we could have snapped this on. Yeah, this looks... I'm happy with this one. I like this. Sweet. Okay. The base. I'm calling this done. I'm going to glue this on the base. Glue is not a tool that comes in this, so we're moving off book. We're off, and we are just going to just apply some hobby glue here. Do I have enough? There we go. And we just glue it on the base, put it right on. Come on. Huh, that is not going through. My hobby glue's old, so it might not be sticking really well. But that is essentially it. This is the completed Red Slaad. So, for all of you that painted along with me, hopefully you guys are happy with how yours turned out. It's a pretty cool model. So much color you can work into it, and I think it worked out really well. Move it over to here. Here we are. So this has been the Red Slaad Paint Night Kit and the Red Slaad Paint Night Matinee. Thank you, Just Games Rochester, for allowing me to do this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate all the support and everyone that came out to watch. I think we left with a great model. So hope to do more painting stuff in the future. Next one is the Dire Troll, June 13th. That's a Sunday, June 13th at 1 p.m. That's also going to be sponsored by Just Games. And it'll be a good time. So hopefully those of you that painted along, you guys took something away from this, learned something. You know, I'm not a complete master, but hopefully there was a lot of basic stuff that anybody that's looking to paint, Siege, I'm looking at you, maybe you can take away from that, and it kind of inspires you to get started, because it's a really fun thing to do. And as we saw, this was all we need. It was all in the kit. It was all in the kit. So it was a good time. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, and thanks for hanging out with me for a couple hours. You guys have a good rest of your day.